I've dreamed of a trip like this since I was a little girl. An ocean voyage to South America. It's like being in a movie.
The ship is so luxurious, I had no idea. It's like a grand hotel on the water. The rooms are so big, there's so much space.
Every 2 weeks, one of our ships leaves California. Yet each departure is as exciting as the first.
Put your engines dead slow ahead. The wheel hard right. Let me know when you're all clear out.
The departure of a cruise ship is always a buoyant experience.
Okay, you can heave away on your headline now.
You can see it on everyone's face.
Okay, pilots away.
Pilots away.
We're full ahead. Full ahead.
This is one of 4 Delta ships that sail around South America. With just 100 passengers aboard, the many new faces and old friends give each voyage a character of its own.
It's great to be at sea. There's no feeling like it in the world. The wind, the air, the salt spray, it's so peaceful, so easy to relax.
Traveling alone, I was afraid I might have trouble meeting people, becoming part of the group. But I felt a sense of friendship right away. The crew, the captain, everyone made me feel so welcome.
How are you, sir? It's a pleasure to meet you, believe me.
It's always amazing how quickly we feel at home. The crew creates an atmosphere, a sense of welcome that is so warm and genuine.
When I first got on the ship, I didn't know what I would do with 54 days on a ship. And a ship didn't really mean a ship because it was like a nice, warm, cozy hotel.
It doesn't matter who you are, everyone fits in right away. There's a real sense of family that begins even on the first day.
Our first port, Manzanillo, comes at just the right time. We're settled and ready for our first adventure.
Okay, put your engines on standby and stop.
Manzanillo is a resort town located on Mexico's sunny Riviera. Las Hadas, situated on an isolated cove of Santiago Bay, is Mexico's most striking resort complex. Balboa, Panama is just a few days' journey south. This is the oldest Spanish port on the Pacific coast, and today, as the gateway to the Panama Canal, it enjoys a thriving international trade.
In a few minutes, we'll be up at the first locks, the Miraflores locks, and then we'll be passing through them up into the Pedro Miguel locks. They'll lift us up 85 feet, and then from those locks, we'll go through Gatun Lake and over to the Gatun locks, and they'll lower us down to the Atlantic. And those are the original locks, the original machinery that was installed in 1910 when the canal was built by the Americans. It's incredible. Those locks weigh up to 390 tons, yet they can be moved by a little 40 horsepower motor. They certainly did a great job when they built this canal. French tried from 1880 to 1900. They finally gave up on it. Here they used steam shovels, steamrollers, but most of the digging was done just by laborers working by hand. Cut was the most difficult part, really, of building the canal, because they had to actually dig through a mountain.
As we exit the canal, we enter a new ocean and begin our voyage through the Caribbean.
I love Cartagena. It's a beautiful harbor city on the Colombian coast. There's so much history here. The fortress of San Felipe was the stronghold of the Spanish Main. The fortune of an empire was once protected here.
You can take an excursion from La Guaira into Caracas on a cable car over Mount Avila. But even more spectacular, for me, was the excursion to Angel Falls.
Angel Falls, more than half a mile high. It wasn't discovered until 1931, when the adventurer Jimmy Angel crash-landed while searching for a fabled lost city of gold.
As exciting as the excursions are, it's always good to get back to the ship. It's like a little piece of America sailing from port to port.
There's something so secure about it. It's our ship and our friends.
Rio pilots, Rio pilots, Rio pilots. This is a Santa Maria KAFC calling Rio pilots. Over.
Brazil, where the old meets the new. Rio's beaches belong to everyone. And on them we see the amazing diversity of people that make up Brazil. And it is here that you find the rich blend of Portuguese and African cultures that is the spirit of Brazil. Rio is more than just a city. It is the Brazilian way of life. Passengers have the option to see Brasilia, the new capital, a city of the future.
I love the old cities like Oro Preto and Salvador. The Baroque architecture is so ornate. You can feel the history.
Let's face it, the ultimate Brazilian experience is carnival. And of course for us, the festivities start right away because our ship brings carnival on board.
Santos, a resort city and the busiest seaport in South America. Here, your ship takes on a variety of cargoes. Agricultural products from the interior of the country, such as coffee, and finished industrial goods made in Sao Paulo, Brazil's manufacturing center, the largest and fastest growing city in South America. An hour's flight from the coast is Iguazu Falls. Cascades and cataracts converge along a precipice over a mile wide and tumble 200 feet.
love it when we stay at sea for a few days. If you want to be busy, there's always an activity. And if you want to do nothing, that's fine too. There is simply no pressure.
Think it's short enough in the back?
Okay, Steph, let me have 2 medium and 1 rare.
Champagne and everything.
Show today are made in the United States.
I love the fashion show. It sets the perfect mood for Buenos Aires with its sophistication and elegance.
Buenos Aires has a sophisticated European character. The city is laid out much like Paris, with wide avenues and expansive parks.
And the Avenida Florida has to be the most wonderful place to shop in the world. Over 2,000 stores.
The Cabo Verde's light is 271.
As we continue south, everyone's interest shifts to our passage through the Strait of Magellan.
The Strait of Magellan's at the lower end of South America. It's the furthest southernmost part of the continent, and of any continent, as a matter of fact. There's 3 ways that we leave the straits. One is to leave the strait at Evangelista, Cabo Pilar, and go out directly from the strait out into the Pacific. But ordinarily, even in summertime, the weather there is too bad. So we seldom take that passage. Instead, what we do is go up in what they call the Patagonian channels, and that's about 36 hours.
We're sailing to the bottom of the world. It's like the ultimate adventure.
And this is manually controlled, just like the old days, or you inflict leverage on the gyro pilot.
When you look at all our technology and then realize Magellan wasn't even sure where he was, let alone where he was going.
Compensating for itself.
Our passage to the Strait of Magellan is guided by 2 Chilean pilots. These men have navigated down here in these waters all their lives. They know these straits like the back of their hands.
What we're seeing is almost exactly what Magellan saw 400 years ago.
This is a very special place.
If someone told me I'd be swimming in these temperatures, I'd say they're crazy. But here we are, joining the exclusive Penguin Club.
We've been up all day, and I think most of us will be up all night. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
What about, sir? What are you heading?
215, sir.
Left 10.
Left 10.
Can you imagine the way Magellan must have felt when he turned the last turn and there it was, the Pacific Ocean?
Our first stop on the Pacific coast is Valparaiso, Chile, a traditional fishing village within a modern seaport. Ships of every nationality call here to deliver goods and take part of Chile's world trade of copper.
I guess everyone has at least one discovery on the voyage, and for us, it is Chile. I always thought it was just a spine of mountains, but then I find myself in Viña del Mar, as beautiful a seaside resort as I've ever seen.
In the northern part of Chile lies the driest desert in the world, the Atacama. This seemingly barren land holds within it the richest concentration of minerals on Earth. To the south of the Atacama lies the lush green area known as the Lake District. Easter Island is a Chilean territory 2,000 miles into the Pacific. For 600 years, visitors have tried to explain the origins of its culture. Easter Island is one of many air-sea tours offered to our passengers.
Ever since Aku Aku, I've been fascinated by the ancient stone figures. We still don't know for sure what they mean or why they keep their silent vigil.
The guest lecturers aboard ship add so much to the sense of adventure. They provide all kinds of information about the places we can visit, so we know what we're seeing when we get there.
Our father, the sun, seeing that men lived like wild animals, took pity on them and sent his son and daughter to Earth and placed them at Lake Titicaca. And it said that they wandered with a golden staff till they found a fertile valley where it sank easily into the earth. And it's there that they settled and called it Cusco. And within 2 generations, they built an empire 3,000 miles long.
Machu Picchu is the Shangri-La of the Western Hemisphere. It's magical, legendary. Even now, I feel like an intruder. It was the last refuge of the Incas, the only place the Spanish never found. It's like an emerald citadel, so remote, so beautiful, and somehow so tragic.
When our ship calls at the port of Callao, it is only a short drive to Lima.
The sense of history here is strong. You can still feel the splendor from the time when it was the capital of the Spanish colonial empire.
Another city that has preserved its Spanish heritage is Quito, Ecuador.
This is the place, the Galapagos Islands, a wildlife sanctuary about 600 miles off the coast of Ecuador. This is the most adventurous air tour.
Tommy, what part of the trip did you like best?
Well, I think going through the canal.
Well, either the canal or the straits.
I couldn't possibly pick one place or one experience.
The quiet times, having a drink with new friends.
This ship is my favorite place. And the crew and the new friends.
For me, it's feelings, not places. Feelings and people.
I won't forget it, and you know why? Because I'm gonna do it again. It's the best present I've ever given myself.